Every day is a new beginning. Shine your light. It's a day and the world is waiting. Move along to the song, singing in your soul. Feel the beat, clap your hands, let's take control. All you need, all you want, are you ready to find your way? 'Cause every day is a new day.
Hi, and welcome to Wisconsin Family. I'm Jessa Jeremiah.
And I'm Justin Riley, and we are here again at Steinway & Sons, the piano store over on the west side of Madison, and really great to be here. Really great to see you again, Jess, I gotta tell you.
I'm here.
Yeah.
It's great. It's been a while since I've been on this show. Janet Crescent is out, so I am here in her place
Filling
and
in, yep.
glad to be. I love this spot. This is such a beautiful store. I've been here before, but my first time here on camera, and such an inspiring place to be. You may not know that Steinway & Sons is locally owned. You probably know the brand Steinway, and you might wonder. But this is a locally owned shop, and
Not a franchise.
not a franchise at
Yeah.
all, no. It's a fabulous place. We're gonna learn about Steinway, the piano, the brand, what makes it such a great piano. It's kind of an aspirational brand to have.
It really is. Well, I'll let Ben describe all that. We're gonna talk to him later on in the program, and maybe we'll get him to tickle the ivories a little bit.
Tickle the ivories. I've never heard that.
You never heard that one?
Just wanted to tell you too that there are some more affordable options we're gonna
Yep.
tell you about. So I think that's really great.
Yep, for sure.
We're also gonna get creative in another way with fired up pottery. So I love painting. I'm terrible at it, but I don't care.
That's a good attitude to have.
Yeah.
It's a very healthy attitude. But Kim from Fired Up Pottery is going to bring some things along with us or along with her that kind of reflect the change of seasons, moving towards fall, Halloween, that sort of thing. So she'll talk about how this is something that you can do no matter what your age is, and no appointment necessary.
Just walk in and make art. I think that's her
Walk in.
tagline.
Yeah.
We're also going to talk hair. So, Justin, we're going to teach you some things today.
Okay.
There's a lot to know in the hair industry, and we're going to chat with the experts from Duncan Edward European Hair Design, a little bit about trends, a little bit about product, and a little bit about their company. So, we look
Yeah,
forward to
I need that education. That's coming up right after the break here in Wisconsin Family, so stick around.
'Cause every day is a new day. 'Cause every day is a new day.
Hello and welcome back to Wisconsin Family. We're filming today at Steinway & Sons Madison, a locally owned piano shop. It is grand in here, and we're going to chat with the folks later about why you should come in here. There's a lot of great reasons. We're also going to introduce you to the folks on my right. This is Duncan and Jill Cairns, and they're with Duncan Edward European Hair Design, and we're so pleased to have you today. How are you?
Very
well.
good, thank you.
Thank you very much for having
I'm
us.
excited to chat with you. I don't know a lot about your company just yet, but give us kind of an overview, and then we'll dive into more specifics in a bit.
Okay, so shall I go?
You go.
So we are a family business. We've been in business for almost, it's our 25th anniversary this year, actually.
Congratulations.
Yeah,
Thank you
Thank
very
you.
much.
Yes,
That's great.
I just don't know where the years have gone, but we've got two of our daughters working at the salon, stylists. We've got a son-in-law who is a stylist at the salon, plus 5 other wonderful, talented stylists too.
Wonderful.
We pride ourselves on our great customer service and try and keep up with all the latest trends.
That's a big job there, keeping up with the trends
and
that
styles.
change so quickly.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
And coming from somebody like me, I don't always have an awareness of what any salon really does or what their range of services are. So what sort of services do you guys provide?
Okay.
Well, we try and specialise in hair more than anything else.
Okay.
Basically, it's hair, colour, highlights, different things like that.
Smoothing treatments.
Smoothing treatments.
Well, you both have fabulous hair, so it's
Thank
working
you.
for you.
And then the new in thing, the balayage, which all the young people are asking for nowadays.
The balayage.
Yeah.
Balayage.
Now, you probably don't. I know what that is.
I don't know what that is.
Give Justin the quick 101.
Balayage is the new form of colouring, painting colours onto the hair,
Okay.
leaving a little bit of the natural up at the top, and then it's like leaving a little bit of a root in a sense, but then you blend it into
It's a softer
different
looking
tones.
highlight, essentially.
Yes.
So it's
Okay.
not the entire strand.
And it
Okay.
tends to be better if you actually curl the hair than wearing your
long
hair
hair.
straight.
Interesting.
It looks beautiful. I love that trend very much.
Interesting.
So, is it just hair, or you do some? Let's talk a little bit about some of the other things.
Well, in the salon we do some facial waxing. But at our salon, we have tenants in our upstairs who rent rooms from us, and they also so they do manicures, pedicures, facials, facial treatments. So we've got some great tenants upstairs
Head
too.
to toe, literally.
Yeah, so they can come in for the whole shebang.
That's great.
Yeah. So, obviously you brought some great product lines. Are these all your own product lines here?
These are our
Products?
product lines that we use in the shop,
Yeah.
Duncan Edwards.
So tell us
we've
about
got a
some
few
of them.
more other things as well, but I just bought a few of them to give people an idea what we actually... well, this is our newest one. It's called the Bomb.
The bomb.
It's basically people who's got very fine hair and you want some body put in the hair. It gives you the body.
Okay.
It dirties it up a little bit, but
Okay.
without making you just want to go and wash your hair. But it'll give you the volume for the day.
Okay. Is this
That's
for men
true,
or,
because
men or women?
if you have sleek
Yes.
hair and when you're first done washing it, it's almost
Yes.
sometimes too sleek. So
It's
this is for,
too
like,
clean.
Yeah,
Everybody
dirty
wants
it up.
clean hair, but they want volume.
Right.
You can't get both.
Can't
You've got
get
to go.
both. Interesting.
So people who've got very fine hair, they want something in there. So we came up with the Bomb,
Okay.
and it works very well. It's moving off the shelves quite quick. Another one of ours is the volumizing spray.
That's my favourite.
One of our top sellers that we put on to as soon as we wash the hair, cut the hair, and then we put that on to give volume. It gives a lot of volume without being too sticky. So
Okay.
that's another one.
Wow.
Lots of good products. What I love about product is it doesn't really matter what kind of hair you have. Well, the grass is always greener, right? You always want what you don't have.
Oh, yeah.
But there's a product out there that can give
There
you
is.
what you don't have. It's incredible.
Nowadays with products, that is the key to most hairstyles. If you don't put product in, you're not going to get the style that you want.
Yeah. Right.
So you have to put something in. Usually, and it's people don't like hearing this, but it is to dirty the hair. Basically, if your hair's clean, it's going to flop. If you
Right.
put something in, so when people say, I want volume, but I want loads of shine, shine is going to make it go down a little bit. So you got to put your volume in first, and then put the shine on there.
Interesting.
It's tough to have both worlds. So
I'm learning so much today about hair. I thought I
maybe
knew
we'll do
a
a
few
quiz
things.
later in the show, see what you picked up. I want to make sure we talk a little bit about some of the things you do in the community as well. So share some of those.
Well, in the past we've done some fundraising events, but we also we do a lot of donations for small businesses in the area. You know, for local charities. We give out gift certificates for hair services, and we'll also give them a couple of our products too.
That's
So,
nice.
Yeah, so
That's really nice to give back.
for the auctions for the local businesses. So.
That's great.
So people who are watching this right now who maybe don't have a hairstylist or don't go to a salon, or maybe they have their own salon and they've gone to it for years, what would be a good reason for them to come and visit you guys?
Well, I tend to think we're a little bit more fun than most salons. We tend to be a little bit more casual, a little bit more fun.
You definitely have the fun accent. That is a
thank
very
you.
good reason to come.
But no, I think we're just very laid back. I try and tell people, personally I do, is what is best for the hair. If they come in telling us what they want, I am going to tell them what is best for the hair. Then if they don't like what I do, we'll do what they want. But basically I try and tell them the truth about the hair.
Sure.
Because if you've got flat hair, you need to go with something flat. It's no use trying to make loads of height if you
Right.
can't get that.
Right.
Yeah, and you've got lots of great products
Yeah.
and yours in the industry to give them the right advice. Well, it's been a pleasure chatting with you folks. And also, if you're looking for some work, they're hiring, so you can always check out their website. This is Duncan and Jill Cairns. They're with Duncan Edward European Hair Design. And this is Wisconsin Family, and we'll be right back. Hi, and welcome back to Wisconsin Family. We are filming today at Steinway & Sons Madison. We're on the west side, and this place is so beautiful. It gets the creative juices flowing.
Absolutely.
The musical creative juices. We're going to talk a little bit about some other forms of creativity. We've got some fabulous art projects sitting here in front of us. And sitting to my right is Kim Stanfield McMillan, who is with Fired Up Pottery in Monona. Thanks for being here.
Hey, thank you so much.
We love chatting with you, and you have so many fun things to do for all ages, fall is here, so it's time to get your fall arts and crafts going.
It is, yeah. It's fall is lovely. You know, everybody's thoughts start going from the outside, summer, and like now what can we do inside? And you're ready for the apple pie. You know, you're ready to sit down and do some crafts and kind of hang out and chit chat with friends.
Yeah.
So it's really fun to do that.
Just having these in front of me makes me want to dive in there. It's so fun.
Yeah.
So these are items that are available for people to paint. Then they can kind of choose when they come into your studio. They can kind of pick it off the wall, or do they have to order it ahead of time? How does that
No,
work?
yeah, thank you for asking. It's a walk-in make art studio, and by that I mean no appointment necessary, so when you're ready, we're ready. And it's basically literally from come in, and we can always tell our brand new customers, they walk in and they just stop dead. They just like, oh my,
Yeah.
you know, it's like that. And because they don't realize that there's so much to do and there's so much to look at. So usually it takes a good half hour walking around the store for them to choose a project. and
Well, even
things
just
like
with
that, yeah.
what's in front of me, I wouldn't know which one I would want to do, although this witch hat is really calling
That
to
is
me. That
cool.
is so cute. Okay, so this is something you can paint.
Right.
And of course, we picked your brain before we started. You can put a little tea light.
Tea light goes in it. Yep. There's a base
Inside.
part that I didn't bring with me, but the tea light sits on the base and the hat
So
sits on it. And
cute.
then the light comes out the little stars and you know creates light on
Yeah.
the walls and things like that.
I love
so.
that little
Very
witch
cool.
hat.
Yeah,
Good-
absolutely.
Good Halloween gift.
Yeah.
And then this one, so many puns come to mind.
That's really
So we
bad.
were laughing before the segment that it's a Frankenstein. Get it? Stein. Or you could say you've heard the term mean mug. This is truly a mean mug.
Yeah.
But anyways, puns aside, you can paint this as well and have
Right.
a nice thing
Exactly.
to use.
Yeah, for sure. And I don't even know the ounces on it, but I know it's very large. So
It's large.
It's large.
Just
yeah.
plenty of room for your beverage, your hot
Exactly.
cocoa or
and you know, it
other.
would look really good with the foam at the top anyway. So
Oh,
for
yeah,
the hair,
absolutely.
So it'd be really fun.
What do you typically have kids do? I mean, is this something that a kid would work on, or an
Sure.
adult, or anywhere in between?
Absolutely, yeah. So a lot of it's budget price. So, for example, when the parents come in, they might have a certain budget, but when grandma comes in, she might have a certain budget. And so it really depends on the children and the family budget and stuff like that. We have things from $5 on up to over $100.
Okay.
And we also have something called the Addicted Artist Card, which is really fun. Addicted Artist Card, so every time you come in, you get a punch. It's a punch card. And but then you get one piece half price. So I say on some of the more expensive pieces, like this giant mermaid, that's the little 7-year-old girl in the store the other day. Her mom and her were taking a day off of school, and she really wanted
won't
to paint a
share
mermaid.
who it is,
Yeah,
don't
no,
worry.
no, it's okay. yeah. So instead of the giant mermaid, we got her a smaller mermaid. So
Oh, okay.
yeah, so there's and then we have little bitty mermaids. So there's things in all budgets.
Sure.
Which is
The
really
thing
nice.
that I love about the idea of art and kids is one, you get to do it too. So it gets the opportunity to dive back in.
Absolutely.
But also, if you want some quiet time, it's amazing what kids will sit there and concentrate and be quiet for a while. They're so into it.
The thing that always amazes me is, we talk about the art, we talk about what comes out, and the art's picked up like a week later, which is a good lesson in patience for a lot of 4 to 7-year-olds. But the thing that amazes me is it's really not only about the art, it's about that conversation that takes place when your hands are busy and you're not eating, because when you're eating in a restaurant, you chew, eat, talk, so you're not talking the whole time. But when you're painting pottery and when you're doing glass work too, the words just flow out. So some of those conversations that you want to have with your family or with your kids or with parenting, they can sometimes happen
Interesting.
over
a really
art.
good point.
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
really
I love that.
That's really interesting.
And it's not just for kids and parents, although there's so many benefits to that, but you
Right.
can have a girls' night out and come paint and have a glass of wine or
Yeah.
whatever you want. There's all
Exactly.
kinds of fun things.
Bachelorette parties, girls' night out, just women getting together to have a time out. We have some guy artists that are phenomenal. We have this one guy that comes in every 2 or 3 months for years now. He does the most amazing plates ever. Okay, we can't wait to see what he does now. And every time we open up the kiln, it's like Christmas for us. We get to see everybody's art, and we love it.
I love that idea. You could actually have your own custom set of plates at home that
You could,
you and your
yeah.
kids or whoever created.
Absolutely. And some of my favorite art is the one, there's also a family that comes in every year and they do a set of plates based upon what trips they've taken. And so that the kids get to each do an art piece based upon what they did in the previous year.
Okay.
And then they have, these plates over the years.
That's
It's
such a
really
fun
fun.
idea.
So this is, remember, our Costa Rica trip, and this is the time we went to the Grand Canyon.
Right.
And this is when we went rafting, and so they have some memories, not just postcards and pictures on the phone.
Oh, lots of fun. Well, we really focused today on the painting of pottery, but you also, there's a couple other things to mention. You can create pottery, and you also have some glass art projects, so we'll touch on those another time. But thanks for being here.
Thank you so much.
We appreciate it. This is Kim with Fired Up Pottery in Monona, and you're watching Wisconsin Family. We'll be right back.
'Cause every day is a new day. Cause every day is a new day.
Right. Ben
love it.
Garber, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome
It's a great
back.
way to start back from break.
Yeah, welcome back to Wisconsin Family. We're here at a piano store, not just any piano store, Steinway & Sons over on the west side of Madison, and what you just heard was some beautiful playing by owner Ben Garber. How are you, Ben?
Well, I'm hanging in there.
We had to talk into playing for you.
Right. Well, good to have you with us. Thanks for having us here. We always love coming to the Steinway store. I want to talk a little bit about Steinway as a brand in general because, we're so educated nowadays, or at least we think we are as consumers, that we can save some money by finding a box of cereal that's got the exact same ingredients as the name brand stuff and get the same thing for a cheaper price. But Steinways, there's pianos that look very similar to Steinways, but I'm guessing there's probably some difference. It's probably not as simple as it's exactly the same thing, they just put a different label on it.
Right. Yeah. So it's funny. There's a big difference between pianos, actually more so, I would say, than most other products we're used to dealing with. They all look the same on the outside, though, so it's kind of hard to decipher.
Right.
Huge differences in parts in terms of the design of a piano and the components that are used, the types of woods. For example, a lot of people will talk about spruce soundboards. That's great, and I think almost everyone uses spruce in some form in their soundboard now. But the other parts that you don't see, like the action parts being made of something like hard rock maple, this stuff will last forever.
Wow.
And it's the hardest wood that you can get, but very few companies are going to use this quality of material in their action parts. Even a lot of companies are using plastic now.
Wow.
And you can't see these parts, they're inside. So.
Sure. Unless you take the piano apart and inspect it before purchase, I don't think they'll let you do.
Yeah.
So we know Steinway is a well-known brand and obviously the best piano in the world. So that's the one to kind of, I guess, set your sights on it. But let's talk a little bit about some of the more affordable pianos and the quality there. So some brands that you have here, Boston, Roland, what about those?
Yeah, Boston and Essex are part of the Steinway family, so they're designed by Steinway, and they really carry the same tonal range, the same materials and woods in the inside of the piano. The big difference is that there are more parts that are manufactured in a Boston or an Essex. They really use cutting-edge technology to form parts in machines. But Steinway still does everything by hand, so they're able to cut the costs a little bit by manufacturing parts. Even those lower line products are so good compared to other things out there. And design really boils down to what kind of tonal range a piano has. It has more sound, a wider dynamic range. It means you can play softer and louder. And these are things that are sort of built into the instrument. You can't make another piano do that.
Wow.
Yeah, and I'm guessing that the care that goes into making it by hand plays a big role into, they're able to kind of fine-tune each piece along the way.
It makes it just a little bit better, a little bit more special in something like a handmade Steinway.
Right, right.
But really the Boston comes very close to that sound as well, so for many people that's as close as you can get.
Right, so they're kind of replicating the design of the Steinway. They're just not doing it by hand.
Exactly.
Okay.
Yeah.
Let's talk a little bit about sound quality and the different types of sound quality you'll get from different pianos, depending on what you're interested in. Is there such a thing as good, better, best in terms of actual sound quality, or is it just a personal preference? Is it just subjective?
A lot of people will say, you like the sound you like, and that's the way it is. Some things that I think people prefer or like are really quite adjustable. So if you're a really good technician, experienced technician, like I have a master's degree in that, we can voice a piano to be warmer or brighter, really however somebody wants it to be, right?
Wow.
And that's usually what people say when they say I like one type of sound. On the other hand, what I'm calling sort of dynamic range, that you can't adjust into a piano. So to be able to play very softly, or to get a really big powerful sound, or to have what we call different tone colors along that spectrum, a better piano is going to do that. A better designed piano is going to do that.
Wow, okay. I had no idea that you could adjust
I didn't either.
to the actual timbre or the tone quality of a piano to some extent.
You can adjust a lot of things, but you can't add more sound to a piano, right?
Okay.
So I'm curious about, we talked a little bit about this over the break, about the feel or sort of enjoyment of playing the piano and what it actually feels like. So let's talk a little bit about difference of touch between different levels of piano.
Yeah, this is another one. If you want to have any questions answered, come and ask me, obviously. There are some things that are adjustable. If somebody says, I like a lighter touch, I can make that. If somebody says, I like a heavier touch or a shallower touch, those are adjustable. On the other hand, speed of performance and responsiveness are really not adjustable. That's built into the geometry of the action. So I guess you want to know what you can change and what's really a limiting factor on the piano you're looking at.
Wow, it's so many things to think about that I didn't know, like you said, that were really options. I kind of just assumed all the pianos, sort of had the same touch and things like that. I didn't know that there was a lighter and a heavier. So maybe that's just me, but I didn't know.
And we're talking about sound quality a lot and how the instrument sounds, which is obviously one of the most important aspects when you're buying. But also, I'm guessing that the quality of materials that are used will determine how long it lasts and how much maintenance you'll have to do.
Longevity has a big part of this. A piano that uses really high-grade woods, Steinways are around for 100 years, and they really don't even need a bit of maintenance until 50. We're seeing the same performance out of Boston's. Other pianos that I've seen that use cheaper quality wood, I mean, you can expect much less time out of them, say 10 years, 10 to 15 years. It boils down to a lower cost of ownership, and it's more enjoyable during the whole time you own it. The other thing is it has a higher resale value. So if you can play a piano for 20 years and still sell it for more than you bought it, that's kind of a win-win.
Wow. Is that typically the case, that people sell the instrument that gets kind of, if it's a brand new piano, you buy it, you play it for 20 years, you break it in, so to speak, and then you can sell it for more money? Is that how value's
if
added?
it's a well-made piano, generally that's the case. I've seen things that are kind of falling apart after 10 years, and then that won't be the case, So.
Well, it sounds like it's worth putting the money in on the front end if you can afford to do so. But I want to talk a little bit about the experience of shopping around. We're going to have to go in just a second, but what makes Steinway's level of service, if folks are really shopping the industry, sort of different, stand out?
Well, here we are completely local, and we want to make sure every customer we deal with is completely taken care of. And I do a high level of customization for people. So if you have the expertise to make a piano exactly the way they want it, that's kind of what we do. We want to sort of serve everyone's needs.
Absolutely.
Well, you're a wealth of knowledge, so it's been a pleasure chatting with you.
You want to take us out again?
Take us to break.
On the piano again.
Yeah.
We've been filming here at Steinway & Sons on the west side of Madison. This has been Wisconsin Family. Thank you so much for all of our guests and to our viewers, and we'll see you next time.